Hello, everyone. It's Unbreakable, another podcast, and it is Wednesday, Hump Day, October 11th. Well, tonight is the game 3 of the big series between the Phillies and the Braves, and it will be interesting to see uh, how much the Phillies have forgotten that really bad loss the other night in Atlanta, and it really did hurt. Took me a while to get over it, but there's nothing you can do about it now. Just learn from it. Hopefully, it was a wake up call for the Phillies. We knew this series wasn't going to be easy at all. Atlanta's a really good team, and just hopefully the Phillies will we pedal to the metal tonight. Basically, the more I thought about it, despite the home runs given up, despite the uh, miscues, the errors, really what cost the Phillies that game, looking back on it, was their inability to add on. Having a 4-run lead, all they needed to do was keep adding on. And they didn't do it. Their offense just shut down after the fourth or fifth inning. And you can't do that against the Braves. Sooner or later, they're going to start hitting the ball. And you just want to have enough of a lead to survive. Well, hopefully tonight the Phillies will come out at home and get ahead, put the pressure back on the Braves, and this time just add to the lead. Uh, Aaron Nola is going to be a big key tonight. We never know what he's going to give us from one game to the next. Um, is it going to be the good Nola or the bad Nola? Uh, I think it's going to be the good Nola. The only thing that I worry about is Aaron Nola gave up 34 home runs this year, and that was near the top of the National League. But and you have to know that Atlanta lives and dies by the home run. They hit 307 on the year, which tied the major league record with Minnesota, in fact, who hit 307 back in 2019. Got to keep the Braves in the ballpark. We saw what happened Monday night. 2 Brave homers, and that did it. So, got to keep the Braves in the ballpark. Noah needs to keep them off balance, and we need to score. Uh, I think it's going to be a good game. This is the game, guys. This is the game because look at it this way: if the Phillies lose tonight, God forbid, all the pressure is going to be on the Phillies Thursday to win that game and keep the series alive. And they have to face Spencer Strider, who they beat in game number 1. Winning tonight would give the Phillies a little bit of a cushion. It would be nice to win the second game on Thursday and close out the series and not have to go back to Atlanta. But winning tonight gives them a cushion. If they do lose on Thursday, they always have a game on Saturday, game 5, to go back to Atlanta and take that game. Pressure will all be on Atlanta then, right? So, big game tonight. Big game tonight. Beautiful weather. It'll be beautiful baseball weather. By 5 o'clock, the high should be around 70 degrees, high 60s. Perfect weather for fall baseball. So let's see what happens. Got a story for you today. Heard about this on the internet and wanted to do a little research. There's a little kicker to this story. 140-year-old lady from Chicago, outside of Chicago, hoping to break the world record for skydiving, the oldest skydiver on record. Recently did what they call a tandem skydive. 104. That's where she is tethered to someone else, more experienced skydiver. And actually, her name is Dorothy Hoffner. And she lives in a uh, care setting outside of Chicago, about 85 miles outside of the Windy City. And she first did a skydive at the age of 100. She always wanted to do one, and her dream came true. She spent 43 years as a telephone operator for Ma Bell out in Illinois. Retired, ended up living in this care home. No family. She never married. One of the things she always wanted to do was skydive, and she did. Well, 104 years old, wanted to go again. Said, I loved it. I just had such a good time. I want to experience that feeling again, right? Didn't really have this record in mind, although it was brought up to her that at 104, she would be the oldest person to do a tandem skydive. The record was sort of a side note, you know. She really just wanted to jump out of the plane and have some fun. It's another bucket list thing, I guess. But the previous record was held by a woman who was only 103 years old out of Sweden. So Dorothy aimed to break the record. Now, this latest skydive of hers occurred only about a week ago. And it's interesting, the description. They drove her up to the plane. She got out of the car and used a walker. She used a walker to get onto the plane. And they did take her walker on the plane. They said, we'll have your walker waiting for you when you get back on the ground. Okay. So boarded the plane. Said the first time she did a skydive at age 100, they actually had to kind of push her out of the plane. She kind of froze as not an unexpected thing especially for novice skydivers. They kind of freeze at the door, and they may need a little push there to help them along. Not so much this time. Dorothy got to the door. She just leaped out of the plane and started doing what they call a belly roll. She was on her back, then on her all kinds of positions. 13,500 feet, my friends. This 104-year-old was up in the sky. 13,500 feet. When she finally landed, parachute, she drifted. She landed in a grassy field. Did everything they told her to do, tuck, so she doesn't get hurt, blah, blah, blah. Success. Dorothy landed. Guy said, we'll work on all the certificate and paperwork to have you recognized as the oldest skydiver ever in the world. She said she felt great. She couldn't wait to go back again another time. Although she said, what I may want to try next is a hot air balloon. She said, I've never been up in a hot air balloon before, and I'd love to give that a try one time. So that was probably the next goal. Well, I did a little more research this morning to find out, just some names and locations and things to make the story more complete for you guys. I found out today that Dorothy passed away. She died a few days after her skydive. And in December, she would have been 105 years old. Well, I think there's a moral to this story, right? It's go for your dreams. No matter how old you are, it's never too late. You only live once, as far as we know, and you might as well go for it, right? This was obviously a lady who did her time as a telephone operator, and now, she wanted to enjoy life, retired, and she was going to go for it, and she did. And so kudos to Dorothy. Rest in peace, Dorothy. And there was no cause of death. They said she died peacefully in her sleep. Maybe it was old age, but it doesn't matter, right? I mean, she did what she wanted to do, and she left the world happy, doing what she wanted to do. And isn't that the best way, right? If you have to go, that's the way to go. So I hope they do succeed in having the Guinness Book of World Records recognize Dorothy as the oldest skydiver ever. So good for her. Good for her. So that's my show today. We'll be back tomorrow with some more cool things to talk about. As I said, if you're just finding my show, it's called the Unbreakable Podcast. And this channel is the Unbreakable Spirits channel. And because we like to give out a lot of hope and make people smile. And we don't talk about any politics or anything like that. No religion. That's why, I'm trying to keep it lighter so we have things in common and we can share in the hope and the inspiration together. So you might find some offbeat stories from me, some inspirational stories like Dorothy's stories, and we might talk about sports from time to time. Go Phillies tonight. Got to prove to those Braves that you are the better team. Ride that home crowd tonight. I'm sure the crowd will be more than pepped up to give the Phillies the support they're going to need tonight to beat Atlanta. And after the Game 2 victory, shocking victory by the Braves, some of those young Braves were mouthing off a little bit in the locker room, mocking Bryce Harper for the bad play he made at the end of the game, getting doubled off there. And well, I don't know if that's going to sit very well with Bryce. I think he has heard about that, and I think he's going to do something about it. I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Harper has a monster game tonight and tomorrow. He's got a real drive to win. Unlike most players, unlike anyone I may have ever seen before, just got this will to win. And I think he's going to get it done. So let's see what happens. We'll talk about hopefully a Phillies victory tomorrow. And you guys have a great hump day and enjoy your day. And go Phillies tonight. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Hey, and go for your dreams, right? Just like Dorothy. It's never too late to go for your dreams. That's a message we can all learn from. Take care for now. Although you won't find me skydiving. Maybe if I'm buckled into a wheelchair. I don't know. I can't even conceive of it because, my life has been a litany of fractures and broken bones. And here's a 104-year-old lady going up and coming back down 13,000 feet, and she doesn't break a bone. I mean, what the hell? So good for her. Maybe I'll try something else, like eating 10 tuna fish sandwiches in a row. I could do that. All right, guys, I'm starting to ramble. You guys take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Go Phillies. Bye bye for now.